Good afternoon. My name is Sandra, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Lisbon. And I'm here to present to you Mdid, which is a molecular diagnostics for infectious diseases laboratory. So let me present to you pneumonia, #1 cause of infectious diseases worldwide. It is responsible for over 3 million deaths a year, and it can be caused by over 40 different pathogens. So one of the key aspects of pneumonia is that it is actually a secondary infection of the initial flu. And I don't know if you remember, but in 2009, we had a big influenza A outbreak. Influenza A is the common flu. And there were a huge number of people that died due to not influenza A, but a complication of pneumonia. Now, one of the problems of the secondary infection is that it was only detected, not only detected until the autopsy. So why was this happening? So people have to die so that we can detect the infection? So one of the problems is that we are still using time-consuming microbiology diagnosis. And it takes at least from 3 days up to a month for the clinician to get a result. So because of this, clinicians can only do the diagnosis based on the clinical symptoms and cannot adapt a pathogen-directed therapy. But this is not the only problem, because obviously testing was being performed. And between 28% to 50% of the testing were actually negative. So no pathogen was actually being detected. Now this is a problem because if the clinician cannot detect the pathogen, he cannot apply the appropriate therapy. And the biggest question was, what is causing the death? So in 2009, I was in the middle of my PhD, and because I was working with an important pneumonia pathogen, clinicians here in Portugal asked us to develop a method that would enable the pathogen detection. And that's what we did. We developed a superior microbiology identification method that allowed us directly from the biological sample, extract DNA and RNA, and perform multiplex real-time PCR by using our proprietary parmesan-specific probes that allowed us to detect pneumonia pathogens. Because of this technique, we could not only detect the species, but also its antimicrobial resistance. So our solution enables us to give a result in less than 24 hours, which is much better than the conventional microbial diagnostics. We can detect up to 45 different microorganisms, from bacteria to fungi to virus, within the same reaction, and we can also provide antimicrobial resistance at the same time. All of this with high specificity, high sensitivity, and with a sample amount as small as 0.5 mils. But this is not just it. Because when we enable to give a fast pathogen result, we will give the opportunity for the clinician to give a pathogen-directed therapy. So this will allow a faster patient recovery, shorter hospital stays, decrease the acquisition of resistant infections, and decrease antimicrobial resistance dissemination. So this leads to a decrease in hospitalization costs, and more importantly, a decrease in mortality. So just to sum up, we have faster service that allows pathogen detection and also antimicrobial resistance profiling. So how will we bring this up into the market? We will create a centralized lab. The clinician will take the sample from the patient, send it to our lab, and we will give the result online. All of this in less than 24 hours. So because our service will integrate the molecular diagnostic market, which was valued in 2003 to be over $4.5 billion US, we will start our initial market in the European Union, where over 1 million hospitalized pneumonia cases occur. We will then expand to the United States. Of course, although conventional microbiology is still the major method used in laboratories, there are already new solutions based on nucleic acid amplification technology, but none of them offer the opportunity of detecting a vast number of pathogens and also their antimicrobial resistance. We intend to implement our project in 3 stages. Stage 1 already started in 2009, where with the proof of concept. We will then have stage 2, which concerns the business development and regulatory issue. And 2 years after, we will enter the market in Europe with our first diagnostic panel for pneumonia infections. Because we are entering a fast-growing market, we expect a rapid increase of the revenues with a payback in 5.4 years. Now, the biggest advantage of our platform is that we can apply it to all types of infections. So after developing the first panel for pneumonia, we will develop panels for bloodstream infections, meningitis, urinary tract infections, among others. Obviously, this project is only possible because it's composed by a team of 3 experts in microbiology, João Cota, Ana Pena, and myself. We have the management support of Helder Rodrigues, and we have the mentorship of 2 experts in the pharmaceutical industry, Filipe Vicente and Fernando Cruz. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for listening.